I think this is just a short one. They're just pointing out like how, per usual, we're saying so many of the same things. It's just how you say it and how you hear it and when you hear it and who says it and how it resonates, if it's going to click for people or wake them up. But we were talking about purpose. And so you hear people say, align with your purpose, or stay on your path, or rise to the occasion, or all these things. It's all saying the same thing. And like, you can look at it like your spinal cord, right? And you can go into all of the science behind that, rising the kundalini, opening up the pineal gland, staying on your path, on your spine, when you're straight, when you're aligned with yourself, with your truth, with your heart, when you're leading with your truest heart's desire, when you're honoring you and not bowing to that outside of you, right? Recognizing and honoring the God within you to align with the highest of all. And so it is at some point also like debatable, like giving up control to that, right? Because we had a whole discussion about that. But again, it's like where you're at to hear that, because you want to take back all your power, take back control, and remove all the limits and ties and fly. And again, we can say it in so many different ways, but so many people mean different things when they say different things. So then it becomes this religious debate or philosophical debate or many things. But then, at some point you also do recognize your power and that there is the highest and greatest of all, and choosing to align with that power, right? Go with that flow, with that highest and greatest, which is sometimes going to cost you, I was going to say your desires, but it's not really. But it can appear that way. It might cost you your instant gratification, but it's not for your highest and greatest good, and therefore not for the highest and greatest good of all, and therefore not aligned with you truly. It's just the illusion. So it's like it can get tricky around there. So we were talking about that, but there was something else. Yeah, it was aligning with your purpose. And there was something else that I thought was good, that I thought was interesting, and I wanted to share it with you guys. They said it right before I jumped on for this. I paused it, but now I'm coming back on with, I think, something else. I still don't recall the exact thing they were saying, but they were showing me just now that can get tangled with love too. We do, don't we? We get tangled with, ironically enough, fear and love, right? Because oftentimes people move with fear, not with love. And it's that, that's what they were saying. Yeah, okay. Thank you, yeah. It's that misinterpretation within one's own body and mind, not having that nervous system calm enough to get the clear signal. And that was what they said right before I jumped on. It was something about sometimes people, it was something like they can see their way around an obstacle or something like this. But the way we were referencing it, I said to them, is that even true? Because I feel like it's like you have to walk through the obstacle. You have to walk through the fire. But I guess, again, it just depends on what magnitude you're referencing, because it's all the same. The dot to the giant, it's all the same cycle pattern. It's just how amplified it is will determine the size of the battle or the meaning. Yet I have found that just personally, I mean, who knows, you might be way ahead of me and know better than me on this, but that there is no finding a way around obstacles in the way that we're referencing it, in that You're just skirting the issue, so to speak, versus taking it on head on and integrating it. In other words, when you face that fear and walk into it, it dissolves it, which means it's like it integrates within you and you up level. Versus always having to go around the obstacles. Isn't that exhausting? But again, how it was said and referenced, maybe they were meaning something else, right? It's funny that we're even saying this, because I'm thinking, man, it can be challenging to communicate with others, because it's like as soon as I go to say things, I can hear other people's interpretations, which are differing from my own. And I had put out a recent post regarding that, how I had found, with all the things I have studied or looked into or dabbled in, or all types of things, books, theories, religions, and it's all overlapping. It's all essentially, I think it's all good, and I think it's all healing, and then it's all attempting to get us back home in alignment on the right path for us. Yet, depending on how you hear it, or how it's being spoken, or where it's coming from, or who's regurgitating it or teaching it, or whatever the case or method or principle or whatever is happening, can resonate or not. Meaning it can align with you, or it can be contrary, right? So so what I was saying in a recent post regarding that, how I found that those who, it was like, have a challenging time communicating can get guidance from somebody like readers who can pick up on your energies and what's going on and help you decipher through them. It's like, I think anything and everything can be a jumping off point or a starting point, as long as you are taking it as such and then trying to determine, is it true for you or not? Does it fit for you or not? Is it aligned for you or not? Does that help your vocabulary? Does that help your understanding? Does that help you to understand you better, to get back to you? Or no, that's not it. And that's okay too, right? It's then, okay, then that's not it. We can cross that off, that kind of thing. There's more regarding that. Oh, yeah, I think it was something regarding readers, too, because I've talked to you about this many a times, because I have done this, and I don't want you to do this, and this is why the good readers I listen to are forever reminding their listeners, take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, meaning that, like, they're picking up on so many things, and the problem is sometimes people will, it's like, search for a meaning, right? Like, they'll search for that certainty, but it's really the certainty they want to hear. They're not necessarily, this is why to me it's important who you listen to for anything and everything, right? From a reader to a priest to a therapist to a doctor. You can't just, because they have some title, be like, oh, okay, they know. No, no, there's a lot that don't. And you'll have doctors all over the place that disagree with all the other doctors, right? So it's not, there's good and there's bad, meaning there's right and there's wrong, meaning there's right and wrong, good and bad for you. They could all be saying the same thing, and one resonates with you and one doesn't, because of where it's coming from that person. Meaning from their heart, or from regurgitation, or from who knows where. Okay, so what was the point? They were showing the readers and people listening. Oh, and then their higher conscious can just search for what it is they want to hear, versus listening or hearing for truth, right? For something that resonates, and for their own further healing or growth or direction, or etc. And they were pointing that out, because I had done a post, I think it was even yesterday, it was recent, regarding, I had heard a few times in the background something like a mother and a son, and I tuned it out completely. But But then I was like, but why? And it was because I'm not a son and I don't have a son. And I was like, yeah, but you're not supposed to fit in every story anyway. We take you here also just to like, we're pointing out something different. And they were trying to point something out. And I kept refusing to listen until I finally put that post out regarding that. But it was pointing out that I still at times will search for myself. But so I am kind of doing what I'm telling you guys. Like I'm looking for truth. And if that's not aligned with my truth, then I'm not listening. But what I was doing there wasn't necessarily doing that. In other words, just because I can't fit in the role doesn't mean that there isn't truth there to be heard. And that's more important, that we're listening for the underlying truth, not for the bodysuit or the title or that's what's always challenging, right? And I've told you that when they've shown me things that way, or if they've taught me that way, I get confused by it. When they have shown me like a relationship I know, and I'm like, oh, am I supposed to say it's somebody's, husband or boyfriend or spouse or friend or priest, uncle, aunt, whatever the title is, in relation to me. So it's like, is that what you're showing me? And it's very rarely that, but it's more of the feeling that is evoked or the lesson that needs to be learned from those dynamics. And that has tripped me up because I find that my mind wants to find answers, wants to find certainty, wants to cling on to that safety of that certainty. And so we can trip ourselves up. We can get in our own way when we are trying, it's basically our ego is trying to find its place. Our ego is trying to find its place. And we have to soothe that ego, calm it down, and be like, it's okay. It's not about you. Your place is right here with me. We're fine. This is a lesson we need to see or hear or experience or learn, or there's something else here, right? It has nothing to do with the titles, the labels, all these things. It's just like when you're engaging with others, a lot of times you'll recognize that they're not hearing a thing you're saying because they're just looking for you to stop speaking so that they can jump in, right? It's that ego just looking for the space so the ego can present itself. And when you can soothe the ego down, just relax, you can hear because you're not worried about, you're confident and comfortable in your own alignment, in your own truth. You don't need to, it's like prove anything or find a place outside of you. You have a place inside of you. Okay, this was longer than I expected, but okay. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.